Welcome back to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. We are in the Ignite podcast studio with our CEO, Barry Moore of the Better Business Bureau.
I'm excited to be here today.
And we have two wonderful guests. We're going to let the show focus more so on Donald here today, but Try Fabulous Foods is here. And Donald, tell us, what is Try Fabulous Foods?
Hi, thanks for having us. Try Fabulous Foods is the next generation of food trucks. It is a business that is pushing the limits on what any food industry can really handle. In this type of business that you're in, when it comes to food industry, it's all about speed and your recipes and things like that. There's a lot in the background that goes on to make this business what it is. And what we've managed to do was to come up with a concept in a truck that can not only give you a great product, but do it in an unbelievable time frame is everything when you're at events and or parties, okay? So when you can actually stand back and say, I can serve 50 people in 45 minutes, and that's from being fresh made, that there is something that you can just say, unbelievable. It's just unforgivable.
So I've tried your food.
Yes.
I can attest to it being very, very fresh and very good. And I can also attest to it being very quick. So tell us more so about the concept of the truck and the quickness of it, because I want to focus more on the number of people that you guys are used to serving and why that's important.
Okay, so when I designed the truck, it was made specifically for doing large events where there's thousands of people, not just hundreds. When we have our pizza oven going inside the truck, our brick oven, we have a temperature ranging anywhere between 830 to 940 degrees. We are making pizzas, taking the customer's order, making the pizza, and cooking them in that oven and back in their hands in 2 minutes or less. So
that's the amazing part.
Yeah.
And the quality, you said everything about the food, and Evie and I have both, you've done 2 events now with the Better Business Bureau.
Yep.
On the side of your truck, you display the emblem, the logo. Pam can hold it up, and that's on the side of your truck, and you're the first food truck in Virginia. And you're out using the brand, right? So we want to promote trust, respect, honesty, and that's what Try Fabulous Foods is about. And the quality of food, you don't give up anything because you're eating on a food truck. It's better than my Thanksgiving dinner. My wife won't be listening, I hope. But it was an amazing pizza.
Thank you.
But then you go to French fries.
Yeah.
And then I go the other side and I got fries with lobster.
Yeah.
Talk about the menu. Who comes up with that? Is that Pam? Is that you?
No, it's mostly me. And when you sit there and create a recipe, don't be like everyone else. Don't try to follow the trend. When I designed the truck out, I said, you know what? I don't want to be part of the group. I want to be on the outside looking in. I want to be the one that's different. And I pushed the limits on every recipe, everything we do on that truck. Everything has to meet to my high standards before it even dares hits a menu on my truck, or our truck, sorry. And so the combination just seemed to work. And we did a lot of product testing on every recipe that goes on the truck. But what made it different is that after 3 years of running the pizza side of the truck, I give it to my wife, Pam, to run that side. And I split off. And the back half of the truck now does seafood. So that gives me free reign to kind of come up with a whole new generation of recipes and how to just make it work. What do people really want? What do they can't get anywhere else? I want to be known as the person who come up with the recipe you're going to talk about on Monday, and you had it on Friday.
Right.
So,
that's what happened. Evie wasn't there, but at Mosaic, where I live, you came and did an event for us, and I appreciated it. Do you know people were thanking me by emails? And also when they see me, I can't wait to the summertime at the pool. They're going to want you back.
Oh, nice.
The problem is we're too small of a group. Unless they get all 500 homes, get 1,000 people lined up. Now we're talking.
Right.
NASCAR race, college football,
oh my God, yes.
basketball, the big lacrosse tournaments right here in Chesterfield. I mean, they get through thousands of people at that event. You can handle them.
Yes.
Not all the other folks, it doesn't put them down. They're prepared for the mom and pop events.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
Right.
Hardywood Brewery and stuff. They put up food trucks.
Yep.
But they're serving 40, 50, 80 people.
Right.
You're serving 1,000, 2,000 people at events that are 11,000 people or 20,000.
Exactly. We can average out anywhere around 1,400 or better worth of supplies. We have a supply trailer we can pull in behind the truck, and that takes us from a 350 up to 1,400 plus people before we start to even run down. So when you start moving, anywhere from 80, 90 pizzas an hour consistently over 6, 7, 8 hours events, it adds up quickly. You got to have that kind of, product with you, because the last thing you want to do is run out.
Yeah.
So that's not a good thing when you're got a hungry crowd and you want to make sure they get served a decent meal. I refuse to sacrifice on quality. I know it can be done. Here's my philosophy.
I've eaten at those places.
Yeah. And but here's
They're
my
okay, but it's not the same.
Okay, so when I got into this business, and trust me, just a little backstory real quick, I had no interest in owning a food truck. None. I have no culinary experience. I just have my heart and soul into the business, and I know what people would appreciate. But here's my philosophy on this. Stop gouging every customer for the higher priced items, okay? When these other businesses, let's say, do that and all, they're cutting their sales. And I thought to myself, you know what? I can do this better. You know how I'm going to do this? I'm going to keep my pricing down, and I'm going to make it on the back end, but just do it in volume. So I would rather sell 2 to 3 items at a lower margin, but make it up on the back end.
Not a home run, as they call it in sales.
Right. It's
Evie always asks this question, and I want you to think about it to get ready, but I want to point out one more thing. As you know, I always interject. But Evie always asks the question, the how, the why. Where did it all come from? And so start thinking about it. But I want to know this.
You know me very well.
Yes, I do know you, because you get very serious. And I'm joking about, not joking, Crystal and I. Well, Crystal told me when we were at Sheriff James Brown up in Charlottesville, and Jonas from the Worcestershire, I can't even spell it, say it. Worcestershire sauce guy. Jonas is unbelievable. He loved your pizza. We got to get some Worcestershire sauce pizza and get a connection, because he's got apple Worcestershire and he's accredited.
Ham's going, no.
And anyway, the grilled chicken pizza or whatever it was.
Fried chicken.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, Crystal got me on that one. But do you ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Can't say I
Anyway,
do.
well, it's Larry David, right?
Yeah.
And I'm on the reruns again now. He wrote Seinfeld, and I laugh at stupid stuff. But yesterday, my wife hates the show, but I was sneaking in one episode, and Larry went to a deli and it had like Ted Danson, all these famous stars, sandwiches. Well, Larry David wanted his own sandwich. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's going on your board next year, the BBB pizza or something like that. And maybe you start selling your rights. You could sell certain pizzas, right?
Yeah.
So Barry Moore's not a buyer. Now, Evie might be a buyer at in your other side of our business here, Ignite. We might want a lobster French fry dish called the Ignite, sparked by BBB Evie.
I would love a sparked pizza.
There you go. We're going
maybe
to talk
some
about
extra
that.
spices.
We're
Make a
over
recipe.
But
Yeah.
right now, we want people, Evie, to find them that are going to have 500, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Imagine NASCAR with 80,000 people.
Yeah.
Would try Fabulous Foods right there. They will get rave reviews, NASCAR around the country, because they care about their guests coming back.
Absolutely.
Period. So now you've been thinking, it's all about you. Don't forget we're on video.
Yeah.
I
all
have
about
been
Evie.
thinking,
Go
because
ahead.
there's always a story. There's always a background
Always.
story to it.
Yep.
And I want to know what made you decide to take the leap and do something like this, because you're not just a food truck. What you do is dynamically different.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know where it came from, because this idea just kind of popped in my head one day. But I don't know if is there anybody else out there that had this same type of situation. But this idea hit me so hard out of nowhere, I could not stop thinking about it. Day and night and weeks went on Okay, I'm thinking of this potential of this new food truck situation, right? So I started making a lot of phone calls, and I got a lot of resistance, a lot. Oh, I was told no from multiple places. Mr. Fitch, I'm sorry, you can't do this. No, you can't be done. The fire marshals is an inspection you must go through at any food establishment. When I brought this situation to him, I think he held back on laughing at me and told me, no, that's, he's like, I've never heard of that. It's impossible, blah, blah.
Right.
So after weeks of refining the layout and how this is all to work, because our pizza oven is a hybrid. It isn't an actual brick oven, but I'm introducing something that's never been done before. So I had to end up going to multiple meetings, and I had taken a special meeting after weeks of begging and pleading with these people to give me enough free reign to build this truck. And I finally got that permission, and they gave me that what I needed to say, hey, okay, we're going to give you enough rope to kind of get out there, and we're going to watch you. And trust me, they did. When it was first introduced, and we got it out into the public, I was being watched by 3 to 4 different health departments. I was being watched by 2 to 3 different fire marshals. This was a revolutionary item, this oven that is not in any mainstream at the time.
Right.
And when I brought this oven in, there was a lot of convincing, hey, look, this will work. Or, hey, and them not knowing me gave me the opportunity to finally get their trust. So after 3 years of pushing into this business, in with this system, they finally have accepted it that, yes, you know what, this will work. So we hope that the people now will understand that with our system in place, we can handle them bigger crowds. We go to an event every year that holds 30 to 35,000 people in 10 days. We are the only food truck to ever survive it without either one, running out of food, and or 2, not being able to keep up with the crowd. They were so impressed, they invited us back a second year in a row. So we are very happy to know that we can handle crowds like that, and get everybody happy. I'm telling you, as I live and breathe and sit here right now, I'm telling you this God's honest truth. If I had a nickel for every time someone has walked back out of their way to come back to my truck to thank me or compliment us on the food, it is unbelievable how many times people will just walk completely out of their way, not needing to, but they do anyway, and thank me.
You guys make it, you have 2 or 3 people, you make it look like it's just like you're making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for 2 kids.
Yeah.
There's no effort. You're not sweating, and I'm sure you are hot because it's hot up there. But I'm not demeaning it, but you guys make it look so easy. Yeah. So, Evie, that was a great question, and I think you got to wrap it up now. And
I do. And one really quick note for everybody that's listening, the accredited businesses that come in to do podcasts, they talk about their story, they talk about what they do. It really is inspiring to anybody that is an aspiring entrepreneur or that's maybe struggling in their small business right now.